Hi and welcome to Tabletop Gaming. My name is Charlie and today we're taking a first look at this. This is Cranky Chinchillas, a new card game which is available on Kickstarter from the 21st of September. I'll pop the link in the description for you. This is a game of fluffy mayhem. We have cute and mischievous little chinchillas, but we also have secret alliances, betrayal and destruction that we're going to have to contend with too. Now it's a super easy game to pick up and play, and so I thought we'd take a look inside today, see what it's all about, have a look and see how it plays, and give you an idea if it's one for you. Now I will just very quickly say this is a pre-Kickstarter copy, so there may be some changes before it reaches your table in terms of presentation. However, it's pretty cool to play with already. So let's get moving and let's take a look at what's inside. Now, Cranky Chinchillas is a game for 4 to 6 players, although you can go up to 8 with expansions, and it takes around 30 minutes to an hour to play. As you'll see as we go through, it's lovely and easy to pick up, and you can get playing within minutes. So as you can see, there are 4 different types of card to worry about. That's it. We'll go through each of them to give you an idea of how it plays, and it should make sense as we go along. So first of all, let's find out who we're going to play as using the roll cards. Now, there are 6 roll cards included. Amongst those, you might find members of the Chin Empire, Forest Spirit, those Sleepy Town residents, or even the Deceiver. Now, in a 4-player game, you will have one of each of those roles. As that increases, you may have fellow team members. It might be that you're part of the Sleepy Town role, and a fellow teammate is 2, and you're working towards the same goal. Now those goals are important because each of those different roles has a different goal. So for the Chin Empire, in order to win, they must ensure that all Sleepy Town players are dead. For Sleepy Town players, they must ensure that all Chin Empire players are dead. For the Forest Spirit, they just need to have a lot of dead heroes. That depends on how many players you have. You'll need to eliminate a certain number of heroes as you go. And the Deceiver, which is just to outlast everybody else. Now that role and that objective that you have is kept secret. You do not share it with fellow players unless there are certain conditions. So if you are the Deceiver, you can gain certain abilities by declaring yourself as such, and you can turn your card over. Alternatively, if you are killed within the game, then you turn your card over to reveal who you were. Now it's worth noting, you're killed, but you're not out. You can still influence the game, but we'll talk about that a little bit more in a moment. Otherwise, it may be that as part of the game you are asked what role you have, and you must answer honestly unless, of course, you're the Deceiver. Now to do that, there will be certain cards that will offer you the opportunity to ask the player their role. And of course, you'll want to ask them without the rest of the group being able to twig which role that person is. You need to keep that knowledge to yourself for your maximum chance of victory. Now to do that, what you'll do is you will pass them these question cards. Now each of these contain 2 roles on them, and the top with a 1 and the bottom with a 2. If, for example, I was part of the Chin Empire and I wanted to root out some of the Sleepy Town players, I would pass them this and I would say, "Are you number 2?" They would take a look, they would see the bottom, they would pass it back to me and say, "Yes, yes I am." And I would know to eliminate them next. Otherwise, I'd have to keep looking. Of course, you now have your role. You have your objective, and now you have a way of finding out who the others are if you can't tell from their playstyle. But how are you going to actually play? Everybody starts with a party of 4 heroes. These heroes also represent your life, so if you run out of heroes, you have unfortunately died. Now I mentioned death in passing earlier, and I will do so in a little more detail here. All I need to tell you is that once you've lost your heroes, you have died, but you are not out. There is no player elimination of that style here. What you're going to be doing is you're going to continue to play, you're going to continue to have an impact on the game, just with a smaller hand limit and with your role having been declared. So you can still have an impact. You're not out just because you lost all of your heroes. You can still play on and enjoy. But with those heroes, you're going to gain certain actions and benefits from them, and those are represented by this pile here. Now, these come in all sorts of flavours, including things like the basic Chin, which has things like reusable effects that affect the game, things like the Warlock that let you swap cards with others, and also ones like the Inquisitor. So where, for example, earlier we were talking about asking role questions, this card will allow you to do just that. With the game being rather fluid though, you may find that those heroes swap round, or you may have use of them. You need to act tactically tactically to make sure that you get the most out of your heroes whilst also taking out everybody else's heroes should that be your win condition. Because of course if you think the deceiver need only be the last man standing. And whilst those heroes sit before you, you will also have action cards, which, as you would expect, offer you actions to complete. This is how your mayhem ensues, because you're going to be playing these each round to a maximum effect. As an example, you may choose to use an attack card, which sees you choose another player and they will lose one hero of their choice, or ask them a role question. You may choose to take action cards from other players' hands, or you may even help them by reviving their heroes should they be on your team, or even stop an action from taking place. There are of course a number of these, and some of them will limit your usage, so you can only play a card with a 1 bookmark once, but they're beautifully easy to pick up and you'll see those immediately as you start playing. Now, just to prove how simple the game is to pick up, I'll summarise it as such. Number 1, you have a role with a secret objective. Number 2, you might be looking to see what other players are in order to fulfill that objective. Number 3, you're going to have heroes who are going to represent your life but also give you additional effects. If you try and take out other people's heroes, they might try and take out yours, but you'll need to be considering those objectives in your head. Number 4 are the action cards, which give you a little bit more that you can do in the meantime. And number 5, just be sure to be sending out those chinchillas in the perfect order for the perfect strategy for the perfect game. And that's the thing, it really is as simple as that. You have your heroes as your life, you have your action cards in order to actively attack others, and you have your hidden roles and objectives that you're going to be working towards whilst trying to prevent the others from fulfilling theirs too. All that beautiful social deduction-y, chaosy style mixed in with some really nice artwork and some chinchillas to boot. Now, this game, of course, is heading to Kickstarter on the 21st of September. You can check it out over there. If you have any questions at all, please pop those in the comments below and find all the links that you need in the description. Plus, you can head to tabletopgaming.co.uk for more tabletop gaming goodness, where you can also sign up to a newsletter. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, thank you so much for watching and have a great day.